Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In our top story, Carnival 2017 is in the history books. Stephanie Brown looks back at all the highlights. Here's more.
Sunshine was not in abundance this weekend, but that did not stop the St. Thomas Carnival from shining. In keeping with this year's carnival theme entitled A Centennial Commemoration for our 65th Carnival celebration, majorettes from St. Croix adorned symbolic costumes.
The outfit that they're wearing today is portraying the 100th centennial year. They have the bodice, which have the protection of the United States, and we have the dress, which symbolize the sun and the sun sign, and their feather headpiece, the national bird of the Virgin Islands.
Fellow majorettes group, the Charming Twirlers, charmed the crowd with their choreography and use of props, and majorettes from Atlanta traveled to the Virgin Islands to perform. Despite heavy rains, the performances at the Children's Parade amazed spectators and online viewers. Steel pan groups managed to play beautiful melodic pan arrangements, and school marching bands slayed in formation, while both musicians and dancers performed in perfect sync. On Saturday, there was an array of royalty at the Adults Parade, which showcased the territory's favorite pastime, pageantry. Gracing the parade route were two beauties that reminded everyone that age is just a number.
Well, this one, they had talent. And, you know, I do ribbon dancing. I get on the floor and up with no assistance at age 77.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Never too old for carnival.
Never too old, and I know that you're dancing. That's part of the recipe to stay young, right?
In a stunning visual performance, members of the Filipino community, who mostly are teachers in the Virgin Islands education system, stole the hearts of residents. With headpieces made of paper and floral print dresses, the carnival troupe added a fresh take on carnival this year.
Oh, they didn't just come to participate, they came to win. I think so.
The Adults Parade lasted for over 8 hours, and it was reported that one troupe was on a halt for a while after their truck stopped operating. Nevertheless, all troops found their way down to the square and gave their performances at the judging stand. One such troupe was the Shaka Zulu tribe, which has been a staple group in the St. Thomas Carnival for many years. As evening fell, the carnival did not stop. Feathers and parade attendees danced to favorited calypso and soca tunes. The cameras and lights all turned off after 9, but the fetters continued fetting. For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
Now, the last lap tramp was held as a tradition to the end of Carnival. The celebration was held at Megan's Bay Beach, St. Thomas on Sunday, and many joined that tramp that went from one end of the beach to the other. Rising stars, they played with the pan around the neck in tradition, while those who joined in swayed to the slower paced tramp on the sand and on the concrete as well. For many, this is what they call the actual last lap, signaling an end to the Carnival celebration. Great job there. Well, today was the day that the sin taxes went into effect. Sin taxes on imported items began today. Items that were imported to the territory previous to today's date will not incur any new charges. As part of Governor Mapp's Virgin Islands Revenue Enhancement and Economic Recovery Act of 2017, the sin tax was proposed to assist in attaining fiscal stability for the territory. The sin tax places tax increases on liquor and tobacco products, which include foreign and U.S. beers, cigarettes, carbonated drinks, spirits and liquors, as well as wines and brandies. Many businesses were in protest against the sin tax, as they stated that the tax increase would further place a financial burden on their business while they were currently managing electricity costs. The bill was swiftly passed through the legislative floor to avoid austerity measures. Well, here is an update on the McDonald's robbery that left a teenager dead and some injured. 2 men arrested in the March 25th robbery case of the Lockhart Gardens McDonald's on St. Thomas has been released from custody pending trial. U.S. Magistrate Judge Ruth Miller ordered Junior Antonio Feliz, 22, and Helward Urbina Paris, 20, to be released on Wednesday on a $25,000 unsecured bond. Miller set several conditions for their release, including that they not leave St. Thomas or enter any McDonald's restaurant. Felice and Paris were outside the restaurant in the getaway car. Both men are facing local and federal charges. Police say on April 26 at approximately 3 p.m., 56-year-old Violette Yvonne Babreau of Bronx, New York, was placed under arrest after she was discovered to have an unusual amount of marijuana on her person. The investigator made contact with Ms. Babreau while in the process of serving a search warrant at her family's residence in the hospital ground area. Ms. Babreau was then taken into custody at about 6 p.m., placed under arrest, and charged with possession with intent to distribute. Police also say on April 27 at approximately 5:48 p.m., 40-year-old Jamara Batista was arrested for false imprisonment, kidnapping for ransom, first-degree assault, third-degree assault, reckless endangerment, carrying a firearm openly or concealed, evidence or intent to commit a crime of violence. On April 27, 2017, Batista was observed on video holding a male victim against his will with a firearm on the porch of her residence. Bail was set at $140,000. Unable to post bail, she was turned over to the BOC. Well, police say on Tuesday, April 25th, around 12:05 p.m., the VIPD Animal Cruelty Investigations Unit received a call from the St. Croix Animal Welfare Center in regards to a dog with gunshot wounds. Here's more from VIPD.
On Tuesday, April 25th at around 12:05 p.m., the VIPD Animal Cruelty Investigations Unit received a call from the St. Croix Animal Welfare Center in regards to a dog that was brought to their facility with gunshot wounds to the body. The owner of the dog told the animal cruelty investigator that around 11 a.m. that morning, he was cutting the grass in his yard in the area of Clifton Hill when he observed his dog named Pixie walking towards him and crying. He realized that his dog was injured and transported the dog to the St. Croix Animal Welfare Center when an emergency medical assessment was conducted by the veterinarian, who determined that the dog had to be humanely euthanized due to the injuries from the gunshots. Further investigations and observation revealed that the dog was shot 3 times in the neck and the chest area, and x-ray showed no sign of projectile embedded in the dog's body. A canvass of the area was conducted for evidence and/or crime scene with negative results. This case is classified as animal abuse in the first degree, and anyone has information in regards to this incident, please contact the Animal Cruelty Investigations Unit at 340-778-2211, extension 6097. Crime Stoppers, VI at 1-800-222-TIPS or 911.
Keeping our eye on the economy, the White House once again expressing confidence today on the ability to pass what's been a thorn in President Trump's side, a new health care bill. House Republicans desperate to get it done before going home to recess Thursday, but despite indicating that they think a vote is possible this week, the party still lacks the 216 votes needed, remaining in a push-pull between conservative and moderate members, now over a new amendment that allows states to opt out of providing coverage for pre-existing conditions. Keeping our eye on the economy, let's take a look at the numbers there. The Dow down 27, NASDAQ and S&P 500 up. Coming up on News 2, into your health. Think cassava, ackee, and some of these are completely safe when it comes to cooking? Think again, according to a new report. Don't listen to your health. Welcome back. $5 million in income tax refunds were issued last week, and that's according to Marvin Pickering, who's the director of the Internal Revenue Bureau. He said the payments includes the 4% interest owed annual because of the delay in payment. He also said 1,964 checks were mailed out. He said last week the government owed an estimated $29.4 million in tax refunds from the 2015 and prior tax years. Well, Coast Guard rescue crews and a Good Samaritan vessel and a crew of a Puerto Rico Police Maritime Unit. They rescued 5 men Saturday afternoon who were forced to abandon the 38-foot recreational vessel Botica in the Mono Passage, approximately 18 nautical miles west of Cabo Rojo, Puerto Rico. 3 boaters were rescued by the crew of the Coast Guard Air Station Borinquen Dolphin helicopter, while 2 other boaters were rescued by the motor vessel Cape Horn, a Good Samaritan vessel that arrived on the scene to provide assistance. Watchstanders at Coast Guard Sector San Juan, they received the Mayday call approximately 11:45 a.m. Saturday, stating that the vessel had taken over 3 feet of water and that the water continued to enter the vessel at an uncontrolled rate. The Coast Guard helicopter crew arrived on scene and located the 5 boaters in the water. The Coast Guard air crew deployed their rescue swimmer and hoisted 3 of the boaters on board before returning and transporting them to the air station Borinquen. The crew of the Cape Horn recovered the 2 boaters and Coast Guard rescue swimmer and transferred them to the Puerto Rico Joint Forces Rapid Action Maritime Unit that arrived on scene shortly thereafter. All 5 boaters were returned safely to shore. Senator at Large Brian Smith is hosting his first town hall meeting on St. Croix at the Ann Heiliger Vegetable Market in Frederiksted. That's on Friday, May 5th, so mark it on the calendar at 5:30 p.m. until 7 p.m. He said this meeting will give St. Croix residents an opportunity to express their interests, their issues, and concerns that are affecting them. If you have any questions, you may contact Janice Ryan, and the number is 340-693-3624. or Bernice Phillips at 340-712-2309. Well, Governor Kenneth Mapp has proclaimed May consistent with the nation's commemorations of worthy causes and issues popularly acknowledged during the month of May, which includes Law Day. It's observed each year, May 1st. It's a call to honor the rule of law in society. Virgin Islands residents, United States citizens are encouraged to appreciate how important laws are to the good order of society and the freedoms generally enjoyed. Also, it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month. It is observed during the month of May. Governor Mapp, in noting the various public and privately supported programs established to prevent sexual assault and to assist victims, stated that efforts are underway throughout the territory to challenge myths and behaviors that perpetuate rape. It's also Older Americans Month. It's proclaimed at a time, he said, when we acknowledge the contributions of older Americans to the territory and nation. This month, we celebrate the contribution and sacrifices of our elders, and we offer our renewed gratitude and support. Governor Mapp's proclamation reads in part, this year's theme, Age Out Loud. It is intended to reflect what today's seniors have to say about aging. The governor has urged all Virgin Islanders to support our older citizens by participating in the many activities and events planned by the Department of Human Services during the month of May. Into your health, when you think about healthy food, chances are vegetables and fruits, they come to mind, but there are both fruits and vegetables that can be bad for you, even toxic, if they aren't prepared properly. Mary Maloney has today's Health Minute.
Fruits and veggies, bad for your health? According to researchers, some are. The CDC in India says a sweet fruit like lychee, if eaten unripe, can be toxic. Conditions may even turn fatal if consumed by a malnourished child. The same toxin found in lychee can also be found in ackee. Ackee is a popular plant grown in Jamaica, and like lychee, if eaten unripe, can have negative effects. Be careful with cassava, also known as yucca. According to the World Bank, cassava is the 3rd most important source of calories in Africa, South America, and parts of Asia. It's a root vegetable that can be fried, boiled, or baked, but can be poisonous if not processed correctly. According to the FDA, toxins are higher in raw red kidney beans than other types of beans. Within hours, people can develop nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea, and even potatoes can pose a risk, especially when they are green in color or have sprouted. Vomiting, stomach pain, hallucinations, and even paralysis are some of the side effects. For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
So be sure to keep that in mind. Well, hundreds of young learners took to the D.C. Canagated Ballpark last Friday to celebrate Week of the Young Child, the culminating activity of the Week of the Young Child, and celebrated from April 17th to the 21st in the territory. The fun day celebrated students in kindergarten to 3rd grade attending St. Croix District's public elementary schools. Students, their parents, and teachers, they enjoyed entertainment from the St. Croix Central High School marching band, and a local DJ, Miss St. Croix, Ellie Nielsen, led a rendition of the energetic motivational dance, Move Your Body by Beyonce. Students were also treated to the widely popular Smurfs movie character, Brainy Smurfs, who was in the territory. There were many participating agencies and community organizations, including WAPA, VI Fire Service, WTJX Channel 12, and My Sister's Keeper. Week of the Young Child is an annual celebration hosted by the National Association for the Education of Young Children, celebrating early learning, young children, their teachers, and family. On April 18th rather, 2017, Innovative and Choice Wireless, the largest telecommunications provider in the U.S. VI, they merged and became an exciting new company, Via. And now they're proud to announce, in an effort to further promote the customer-centric model at the Customer Experience Center, Via will be extending its operational hours. Effective immediately, Via's Customer Experience Centers at Tutu Park in St. Thomas and Estate Diamond in St. Croix will be open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and on Saturdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. At the St. John office located at the Marketplace, operational hours are Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. At the Customer Experience Center, Via subscribers can process service applications, make billing inquiries, and address other operational matters. Customers may also call customer service at 340-777 Via. The Service Center team is responsible for troubleshooting service issues and scheduling service and repair appointments for business and residential customers, for cable TV or phone repairs. Innovative customers calling from landlines should dial 912. Be sure to stick around. We have much more straight ahead. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.
Unsettled weather conditions will continue across the Central Caribbean. We do have this batch of moisture remaining in place. Notice around Hispaniola, around Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, where we are dealing with heavier downpours throughout parts of the area. Now, for the Virgin Islands, we could be dealing with locally heavier downpours, but the bulk of it remaining across eastern Hispaniola, remember, and also into Puerto Rico, where flooding will remain a big concern. So as we focus in some of these areas, notice Puerto Rico, we're dealing with the heavy rain and also the threat for some thunderstorms. So a few scattered showers around the Virgin Islands as we continue through the evening hours. Tonight, some spotty showers sticking around with us. Temperatures dropping to at around 74 degrees as we wrap up the day today. As we check out conditions for tomorrow around St. John's, we're dealing with patches of clouds, a few showers here and there, and temperatures expected to warm up to 84 degrees. As we continue in St. Thomas, it will be at 84 for tomorrow's high with a few showers here as well. So if you are heading out and about, it is important to grab the umbrellas with you just in case you get caught in some of the showers, and we'll keep temperatures anywhere from the low to mid 40s for tomorrow's high around St. Croix, also getting in some of the unsettled weather pattern. Checking out your marine outlook, well, small craft exercise caution out here. Wave heights climbing up to 6 feet and winds anywhere between 9 to 16 knots coming out of the east-northeast here. This is the Atlantic side, and then we continue on the Caribbean side. Once again, do use caution out there. Wave heights anywhere between 3 to 5 feet and getting in more of that easterly flow anywhere between 8 to 16 knots out here. As we check out your extended outlook as we head into Wednesday, a few spotty showers around with us. A shower or two on Thursday, also into Friday, but much of the day expected to remain tranquil in the area. Of course, you can never let the chance for an isolated shower. Also, as we head into the first part of the weekend, temperatures all across the board remaining into the 80s and should be dropping right back into the 70s later at night. Sandy, back to you.
Thank you for that. Time for our News 2 weather picture there by Soniel Melendez, first grader of Ricardo Richards Elementary School, sharing looks like a farm and some outdoor action there. Great weather. Soniel, very creative. Thank you for that. Send us your News 2 weather picture to the address right there on the screen. News 2 Innovative Business Center, 4611 Tutu Park Street 300, St. Thomas VI 00802. That is all for this edition of News 2. We'd like to thank you for joining us for all the latest. I'm Sandra Guman Singh. Have a wonderful evening.